Okay, I think we're live. Greetings, all my dreamers and dreamettes. It's your boy Mickey Fenty, aka Mickey Made It. If you're new to this channel, you know what to do to this channel. Subscribe right now. Good morning, y'all. Good energy, good vibes. What's up, y'all? You know, it's Monday. We got a lot of things ahead of us, so I got a lot of topics I want to bring to you guys, and I just wanted to have this early conversation with you guys. We got a lot of things to look forward to, so let's start picking our heads up, man. Don't I see a lot of people walking with their heads down nowadays? We don't need that type of energy. I told you guys, we got to deal with certain things. So don't look out. You know, you could take the hit. You could take the hit. You could take the hit. Okay, now. So it's Monday, you know, I had a great weekend. You know, I had a good chance to, you know, just look into things that I wanted to open my mind up to and just present to you guys. What's going on? What's going on? Good morning, good energy. We all in here. We gonna get all up in here and get this energy thing going because it's Monday, y'all. You know, I'm feeling good. I'm hoping you guys are feeling the same. And we got to lift each other up in these times. I see a lot of people, especially in our communities, walking with their heads down and that the energy is not looking good. I'm like, no, we got to do better than that. Don't let something that's going on outside of what we got going on interrupt with your energy. That is not the way you want to do it. You want to be able to sustain through any type of circumstances. So let's not go about this day like, you know, we can't get through this, man. We are built for this. We are built for this type of, this is the energy we need to get us to the little extra push we need to get what we got to get done. You understand? So that's what I'm on today. I got a few topics that I wanted to bring to you guys. Number one, Diddy, man. It seems like Diddy, man, is starting to kick in. It's starting to sink in with Diddy. You know, the big man, he's not doing good back there. He's filing for another appeal. And I don't know, you know, I see a lot of talks. And there's been a lot of talks. They're saying that, you know, how there's a good chance of him possibly because of what's going on in the election. Look, you can't bring both. The two doesn't even mix. The two does not mix. We're dealing with something with tons of people, a Christmas list of people that's pointing the finger at this man and the allegations and the evidence. I think Diddy right now, I think the next time we'll see anything or hear anything that's going to be anything solid will be in May. And that's a long time. So he'll be missing, you know, Thanksgiving with the family as well as he's going to be missing Christmas. And for the youth out there, this is not the way to go. More and more, we see more people get arrested. And don't think that, like, even with the little Dirk situation, I feel so bad for him, but I'm seeing like now they're pulling up more charges of you know, things that's going on. So if you think about it, if somebody has a wiretap on you for 2 years, it doesn't matter what you tell us. We love you as fans, but we don't know what you got going on behind what you got going on. You understand what I'm saying? So if they have you on 2 years, let's just hope those 2 years or whatever they had was squeaky clean. Because it's like I said, but even with Young Thug coming out, it's not easy just because people think that you're outside. Just because you're outside in the community doesn't mean you're free. When they have these stipulations attached to you, it makes it that much harder for you to even do what you want to do. And I'm seeing him go in the music route, and that's where he's supposed to be. That's where his heart is at. But some of the moves that he's making, and particularly the whole back and forth with Gunna, I'm seeing, you know, headlines of him not, not while he's out now, he doesn't want to deal with Gunna, and it all has to do with this same court case that, you know, Gunna, you know, some people saying that, you know, he told or whatever he had going on in this case. And now, see, that's the part where you don't want to do. You do not want to do that. You do not want to get friction with anybody just because you don't deal with somebody. It doesn't have to be put out on social media or make it this whole big thing, because the back and forth friction leads right back into that same space of you beefing with somebody else. You do not need to do that, and you don't need to do that for 14 years. I would just be, you know, it's the sad thing about hip hop too. You know, it does come with this like aggressive thing with it and the competitive spirit, but not every artist goes that route. There's a lot of artists that took the route of telling their story, and that's more beneficial in the long run. So if I was Young Thug, it's cool that with T.I., because we know T.I., he's on the good foot from what we know, and he doesn't get himself in these type of problems. But when you're dealing with going back into the same environment that led you to the courtroom, it's not the smartest thing to go back and forth with anybody. Just make your music. I wouldn't even go too heavy on social media back and forth. I would just be dropping from everything from the heart, everything from the heart, nothing from anything on social media. Don't even pay attention. Come on. Think smart because your life depends on it. Don't take this jail and this prison stuff like it's just like a walk in the park. It's something that is detrimental. It'll take your life away in the snap of a. I'm telling you, do not. So when I see him going back and forth with, I'm like, nah. I don't care what they're talking about, who did what to who. It don't look good. Not when they got those type of stipulations on your back. So that's all I have to say about that point. I seen there's another thing I wanted to bring to you guys here. Over the weekend, there's been this back and forth with Dame Dash and Choke No Joke. Now, both of those guys we all know, and we heard, some of you guys heard Choke No Joke. He's the person that produced all the footage that you see of Dame Dash, in these offices going back and forth and having these problems with execs that led to the Rockefeller breakup. And I see these two guys going back and forth, and I watch them from time to time. And what I realized with this whole situation, it's like, okay, Dame Dash was on Big Face Gary's show. Shouts out to Big Face Gary. He's building his show too. He was on his show and he was speaking on, I guess a question might have came up or in the comments, or he might have been asked by Big Face, and it came up about, the whole fight between, when Dame Dash went, he flew out and he ended up getting into a fight. Like, I guess they got jumped, and he's saying that Choke No Joke, didn't fight in that situation. So that, I heard that story before, and it was like a back and forth, and I don't think anybody really took it to like a serious effect where it'll be like a stain on somebody's character. But it's, I guess, Choke felt like, yo, why you keep bringing up this? And it's, and it went like, it turned into this whole mess of Dame Dash wanting to fight Choke, or like alluding the fight in Choke, and Choke pulling in for more information. And one thing that was said, it was crazy. Choke said that Dame in his earlier ages had sexual assault charges, and he could bring the person up to his show and interview him. And I was just like, oh, this is going crazy. Like, what's going on here? These are the things, like, look, when it comes, because I don't like to get in people's business, but when it comes to social media, I put my say on it and my take on it. It's like, when people get into things, first of all, the Rockefeller breakup is something that happened, and we all know this situation. People inside of it, that's why I never, like, I would never, like, just go off of what, it's all about how people made you feel. And if it's a group of people, like, let's say something like Diddy, where he hurt a whole bunch of people, then you can have that group opinion on a person. But from us outside, you guys both have to understand that it's not, what you guys are fighting for is not like sustainable enough for us to say, you know what, Jay-Z is this type of person and there's that type of person. I just think that you guys should like come to some kind of, because there's also, I also heard Choke say that, Dame Dash took credit for the things that, he taped, and he didn't put, all of that type of stuff is like, that's bad business. And Dame Dash is saying it was work for hire. And it's also like, like, these are the reasons why us, and this is jumping off of that, is the reasons why we have to have more communication, better communication, and don't do our people bad. Like, don't take on these traits that other cultures do to our community and just profit off of it. That's what I'm saying. I'm just treat you, when it comes down to, because your word is everything, how you treat people, and people, it's not up to you to tell people, oh, how you made them feel. They'll tell you how you made them feel. They'll tell you what you did that they didn't like, and that all puts a part in your character. So when it comes down to that, man, it's just a big mess. I'm waiting to see, like, I don't know how far it's gonna go. I hope it doesn't go too far, but all I gotta say is, try to, everybody has their own journey, and I never pay attention to anybody else's journey. I don't, that's one of the reasons why I try to tell you guys, just start carving out your own way, because what you see in front of you on media, it might not be the exact person you think they are, and you just have to be aware of that, and also just be thankful for whatever they put forth. And nowadays, like I always told you guys, when it comes to buying into products and I'm more buying into people in these times. I'm more buying into the person behind the product before I just plunk my money out on somebody's product, because that same product could be going against everything that I stand for and I believe in. And I have that much respect for myself to know that I'd rather give myself a second glance at something just to do my research on things that's going to represent me. And that's why I take it so serious. It's not just about fashion. It's not just about how you look or what jewelry you're wearing. It's all about the things that you're putting on. Is that energy that I'm putting on representing in the person who I am. And that's why things will change. I feel things will change when it goes more towards the future. People are not, because now we see there's a divide. It's an invisible divide nobody wants to talk about there, but there is a divide. There's a divide within our culture, within America, of people just thinking that, it's like a group decision, and then it's really not really, we're not really together. We act like we're together, but we're not together. We have to come to terms where we got to know who we really are and what's our motives. Because we have some people out here that's just hurt, mental problems, and their motives, they're out to hurt people. They're out to take the last out of your pocket. And those are the same traits that hurt us way back in our past. Our ancestors told us about this. So why are we repeating this cycle when now we have more technology, we have more brains to do and go way further than what we're doing now? The fussing, bickering, and back and forth and belittling your own people, it shows your character. It doesn't, when somebody's getting belittled or I see somebody talking down to somebody, I go check them out, because 9 out of 10 times, they're not the person that person is talking to them about. People are just wicked. And we're starting to see now that things are starting to balance itself out. I know not everybody, like I told you, as far as the election, not everybody's going to win the election. You have 2 people that's going up. Donald Trump won. Let's just have respect for that. Why people don't have respect for that? Like, we still have to making like America, whatever people want to say, great again, or healthier, or making America come together. We still have, it still depends on us. So all of this bickering back and forth and how, and I hear all the situations, I hear all the arguments and people putting things together. But you have to realize when you're listening to all that stuff, it's all negative. It's all this dealing with destruction. Who the hell what type of human beings you think live in America? People don't want to just blow the place to destruction. Don't think like that. Don't think like that. Open your mind up to people want to make money for everybody so everybody could thrive. Now, you know how it goes between the rich and the poor. Yeah, there's a big divide. But at the end of the day, it's not about the money. That's what I always tell you. You see, growing up, you'll see, they showed us pictures of like in Africa with the flies hanging around the kids, but those were all lies. Yeah, you can go anywhere and see people, dealing with like that type of thing. It's not just them, but when you really went over there, they had the smarts, they had people working together, building together. See, for me, I'm totally opposite, and I know people will think it's weird, but if somebody calls me rich, that's disrespectful to me. That's disrespectful to me. You don't know what rich means to me. Now, if you call me broke, I wouldn't even fuss with you because you don't know me. Calling me broke is not like, that's just like, okay, cool. But when it's people out there, you have to switch your mindset to see how people look at you and how people, because when you call somebody in America rich, it doesn't necessarily mean achievement. Sometimes that halo and that cloud that's hanging over it could say greed. It could say so many different things in these times. Let people define you for who you are. And if you're not doing the right things, the only thing that's going to stand in front of you is how much money you got. But if you have things about yourself and things that you work hard for and things that you achieved, those things will be the things that represent you. The money you have is the money you make, and God, as God knows, and God as the story goes, that's going to keep you up. The money's going to keep you going and keep your company, your dreams, whatever you have to keep going. But a lot of people, when the dream is not there, so when they make the money, they do bad with it because that was never their dream. It was never their dream. They just wanted the money. They just wanted the money. They wanted to taste the money and see where that took them, and they didn't know what to do with the money. There's only so much you can buy until you start buying duplicates, triplets of the same old thing. So when you start investing into yourself, that doesn't take money. When you start investing in yourself and things up here and just know what suits you, you'll have a way better life. So don't get yourself mixed up in what's going on, because what's going on might not suit you. You might can get over this. Just because people are walking with their heads down because they lost a fight, that's still traits of a loser. You lost the fight, you pick your head up, and then you keep going. You're not going to win every fight. That's just not how life works. And that's the reason why the youth right now are picking up weapons and using that as their main go-to, because they feel like, oh, if I lose this fight, it's going to be on social media. This is going to be taped. These people are going to be looking at me. Look, that's not the way to go. You pick your head up and you come back whenever you can come back. But you don't have to go to the last option of the self-destruction just to, like, that's it. That's not the way to live your life. That's not the way to go about life. It's not the way to have a strong mindset. And that's not the way you're going to strive in these times. Going forward into 2025, it's smarts that's going to lead us. It's nothing else. It's just being smart, being able to help people with problems and solutions. That's when you're going to become more valuable. A lot of these jobs, a lot of these companies, they don't really care too much about the workers. And they realize the workers are catching on that they don't care. So what do? They're cashing out. Come on, it's common sense. They're cashing out. They're taking down some of the buildings and the properties, and they probably work their businesses online. And they probably boost up the price because they don't want you wearing it. So if you do want to wear it, you're going to have to pay that much more to get it. Does it make sense? You got to be very smart about the things you do and the people you invest in these times, because life can be tricky right now. The person you standing right next to could be the same person that stabbed you in the back. So pay attention. Don't listen to these other people and tell you how it used to be. No, this is how it's going down right now. It's happening. So don't go out there thinking with this everyday mindset of, oh, I'm losing this, that. No, you're winning. You're winning once you find what's suitable for you to get forward in these times. You're not one of those people out there like, I'm not doing crime. So why would I delve into that type of structure of thinking, oh, crime, this and crime? No, I'm not doing crime. So I'm not out here trying to hurt anybody. I'm out here trying to uplift people. If anything, that should be the thing that should get more highlighted from people in these times. If they want to get these jobs and these workers wanting to come to work, you should have that type of energy, not just going in there to make your last dollar, to bring it home and split it up. That's not the way of life. That's not the way it goes. And I don't think that's the way it's going to go going forward, because a lot of people, the people that's doing crime and hurting people, they're getting caught. And the time that they're giving these people are crazy. I'm talking more than 20 years. This is the type of time we're never going to see them. We're never going to see them. And we still have to move on with our lives and understand and tell the youth, don't end up like these folk. Because these are the same people that will lead you wrong if they were standing in front of you trying to build you with a conversation. They'll tell you whatever it takes to be a man or whatever you have to do to be a lady, but they're not going to tell you the heart it takes for you to love somebody and treat them fairly and have morals. They're not going to tell you about that stuff because they don't know that stuff. They didn't come from that stuff. Though that type of stuff leads you in a different direction, a different path, you know, right from wrong. Even if wrong is going on in front of you, you know you ain't supposed to be there. So the more and more that happens, you find yourself drawn away from it. You cannot have, in these times, I see a lot of people guided by the wrong people. You can't have the same mindset as your parents. Something's an imbalance within that. You have to grow past them and think more and think smarter than the people that brought you up. If not, you're gonna stay right there, leveled out. Leveled out. You'll make the same mistakes and it'll become a cycle until somebody in the family breaks it once again. And it takes time coming from where we come from. We got a lot we deal with. So and fellas, we gotta build back our trust with our queens. We gotta build back our trust with the queens. Right now, everything is shaky. It's like they on one side and we on one side. For what? For what? For what? For what? What's the sense of that? We can never get anywhere if we're not together. So let's just stop that right now. Let's not even go into with that type of thought, that type of energy. We no longer want to hear it's just for this male or just this female. No, it's together. Come on now. I see a lot of little things that's going on in the media and it's not right. It's nasty. And so you got to understand it. And they don't know, even in the industry, and they don't know how to take losses. We know how to take losses and get up, because we're the same ones taking the losses on the day-to-day basis, food high, gas prices, everything. We're taking losses, but they don't see those losses because they're just paying it. They're not even paying attention to the people that's holding their money. So they're just paying it off. And when they hear the complaints from us, that's when they go check, oh, it is going up. But they don't really feel the effect like how we do. We're the ones that have to know how to deal with these losses and still strive and wake up in the morning and go to work and make that money. So don't let these people fool you like they work harder. No, that's not how it goes. They're going to realize without our support, those people don't want them there either. Because a lot of these people are making millions and millions of dollars and doing wrong with it, putting it into places that target and hurt the same people where they came from, their environments. So you think that money belongs to them? No, that money now turns into somebody else's pocket or defending them or whatever crime that's going to be committed around it. This is what's going on, y'all. This is just what's going on. First, everybody was screaming, please don't say that in the music. Don't put your crimes in the music. And it turned into now when the cameras came, the AI came and start piecing and putting things together. Oh, now it's not true. What do you do? Why don't you tell your story? What I've been telling you from the beginning, tell your true story. Now it's not true. How are we supposed to know it's not true? You're the one that said you was pointing guns here in that person's face. You robbed her. She got beat up. You told the whole thing like it was news. So now when you look back now and them people got it in court and they got the whole list and they put the story together for themselves, you don't like the way it sounds. Well, it sounds like 20-something years to me. Because if you put somebody, with these guys with the drill music, you put 2 albums together, you definitely got a RICO. You got a RICO. So you got to pay attention to what's going on. It's not the fact that they're targeting you. No, you're putting yourself in these places. They're not targeting you. This is where the crime is happening around this stuff. Stop with all the targeting. Oh, it's hip hop police. You know the reason why this hip hop police? Because the money that y'all are using, the guns and things these are getting circulated around the communities. Where do you think they're getting all this money from if the communities are not making money? Think about it. You think movie actors are dropping the money off in the hood? What do you think about it? But all the rappers that's going on, every other day is a new. In this generation, there has been more rappers killed in the history of rap. Am I lying? The history of rap. And you're going to tell me it's not the music. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't know why people. I think people just keep a blind eye to it and they close their ears because of the money. And it's only a little piece of money. They can't even hold on to it. Now, I see another thing that Tyrese, he addressed the whole Diddy and he said, Tyrese wasn't part of it. That's another thing too. I never heard Tyrese's name being brought up in this. So maybe you guys could fill me in, but I don't think Ty had anything to do with this. Ty got his own problems going on, with his lady or his ex-lady. I don't know what's going on, but I didn't never heard Tyrese, go off the end with hurting people and going out there hurting people. If anything, Ty was trying to, sting his way into the crib. He wasn't trying to, you see, dealing with, you got to see what type of people these people are, because Tyrese is not, I don't think, he might love hard, but I don't think he has a problem getting females, It's just, and I don't think he would take something from a female or be a part of something like that. So I guess we have to wait and see, but just my take on it, I don't feel like Tyrese was probably involved in that. But if they say that he was in one of those parties, hey, I don't know. I can't really speak up for the celebrities because they're not even speaking up for themselves. You understand what I'm saying? So, hey, what can I tell you? But from my guesses, I didn't hear anything too much about him being in any tapes, anything like that. So I don't know. Another person that's included is Harv Pierre. He's in defense against Dawn Richards, Dawn from Danny DeCane, in a lawsuit. And Harv Pierre is saying that he's not involved in it. And Harv Pierre, I believe that was Diddy's vice president. But from what I'm seeing is, Diddy has been so far as like, I guess you could, let's just say his crew. I guess Diddy so far now is the only one out of those people that's incarcerated. But we never know how the feds or what they're doing behind the scenes. They could be after Harv Pierre, or it could be just like a lawsuit type of situation for other people that was involved. So he's fighting that case with Dawn Richards, and it's just crazy. All the people that was around Diddy, it would have been best. Well, when you're talking about a guy's been doing this over 20 somebody years or 30 some years, you know, I feel like you at least an inkling, a hint. You know, I mean, you're around somebody for that long, you can at least pick up on some of his vibes of what type of man, you know, you're working around. But, you know, I mean, who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? I'm hearing Whoopi Goldberg. That's pretty dope. She's coming out with her own network, and it's for women's sports. My whole thing with that is, you know, I've just my take on it, and it's a great idea. But you really, you know, when you're dealing with sports and you're dealing with like just breaking it off into just be women's sports, and I understand your drive for it because you want to see women more at the top, but there's a lot more that comes behind the scenes than we know about in front of the scenes. I realize when, you know, trying to open up your own sports network. But Whoopi does have, you know, I believe she's good. She's not, you know, she's not just wanting for nothing. She's been putting in her time, and her money is nothing to sneeze at. So I would say she probably could get something going with that. And I'm pretty sure if she gave it an announcement, that means that she has it pretty much solid, because you won't want to announce something like that on just like a maybe or you're trying to do. So she probably has something solid that, you know, she's been working on as far as the sports network for the females. And I feel that would be really dope, because giving the ladies more light, giving the ladies more like sponsors and things like that, it will up their pay, and they will eventually be getting paid as high as the males are in the NBA. So that's something to look forward to, and that's something I would tune into. You know, I don't have as much time as people think I do to just tune in all the time for sports and stuff like that. But if it's something new and it's going to be something that can help people out and uplift the things that they love doing, yeah, I can definitely support here and there. I can drop by. Let me see. It's Monday, man. Feeling good. Let me get a little bit of this smoothie. What's up, y'all? Much love. A hundo. A hundo. Where you say you get a lot of attention, so you gotta walk it. For real. Let me tell you something. Attention in these times could be a good thing, it could be a bad thing. The wrong attention will make your life a living hell. Don't let nobody fool you. See, everybody, the only thing is people want the attention, but then they still want to have like a separate time carved out for their peace of mind. And sometimes when the attention gets overwhelming, you never have a peace of mind again. People's always in your business. Every move you make, people are watching you, people outside taking pictures of you, or if they just have things and just going on about you. Even if you never open your mouth again, people have things going on, and social media is just running this reel about you. That's when the attention gets crazy. Or sometimes attention can come from just the way you style yourself. You might be just a very stylish person, and that rubs somebody the wrong way. But you can't really keep those people in mind. If it's something that you love and it's dear to your heart, you just keep going on and living your life. Eventually, you'll find that there's a lot of people that be more interested on why you are so particular with the things that you do. And that's what really you have to find yourself. It's all about the people that you have around you. That's when it really boils down. It's most like all of these situations about the people around you. Those demonish thoughts that the industry provides you with because you have money, and it's a burst of money that you probably never experienced before. Those, if that from the beginning, if you don't think right and you don't have this up here, you can put that in the space. That money can lead you from right there. You think you're going up, but meanwhile you're going right down. And yeah, the money might be going up, but just your mental health, everything is just draining for your morals. Everything is draining because you're willing to do anything to keep and maintain what you have. You don't want to fall into that. You don't want to fall into that. You want to make yours, and while it's coming, you want to feel good that it's coming, and you're taking it and putting it into the business and just doing the right things with it. You know, that's what it's all about. I seen an interview. LL did, and it was on he was talking to this guy. I'm sorry I forgot the name of the podcast, but I'll probably give it a little shout out and put it in the comment section. But I was watching this LL interview, and the guy had asked them about with this whole Diddy situation, and just the climate of hip hop. And L kind of went about it more like, it's more about the individuals and the people outside. And I do dig that, but in these times it's so crazy because it's almost like a balance that you have to have, and you have to understand that, the music and the culture, those things are driving a lot of people to do certain things that they might have not necessarily have did because of the way. It's kind of like a person, there's two kids. Let's just put it like this. Two kids going to school. Now they're both poor, but one kid feels affected that he feels affected so bad that when he goes to that school that he doesn't want to sit in the class because everybody else has new clothes and he doesn't have it to, to hang with them. He feels like he wants to be a part of it, and he just feels, just excluded from them, and he ends up not staying in that school, and he ends up being a dropout, and he goes his certain direction until he could find himself. And then there's another kid that goes, he doesn't have as much money, he doesn't have as much clothes, but when he goes into that school and those kids look at him and they crack jokes, he cracks jokes back at him, and they're kind of actually funny too. And then there's some kids out there within that crowd that starts to get to know him, and he builds himself, and he starts learning who he is, and he can fight that back, and he's not gonna he looks at it because he doesn't want those people to ruin his education. There's all ways of looking at it, and before those kids left the house, if they were all taught that the thing that the second kid had, they would have never had that problem. Perception is what's ruining people. It's like, yeah, your family might not be able to afford that for you, but you look at that as the start of your story. And yes, high school and school can be harsh, but at the end of the day, you can get through it. It's not prison. It's not, the guys that had jokes, just let's really take a look at it. Yeah, you can have the most jokes in the world, but what did the jokes really mean? It meant that they was covering up for something that was going on at home. They didn't have the best of lives, because the best people, the ones that came from good families, you will see that within the kid. The teacher picks up on it. Everybody picks up around on it, but the kid. They don't even know that they're a reflection of their family. Every kid that goes into school is a reflection of their family. So you don't think the adults could pick up on these things? Of course. So it's the mindset that you have built within the kid before they even get there, to know that no matter what people say to you, you are who you are. And you have to become stronger, because life is not going to just throw you things. Sometimes at an early age, you have to still go out and earn it just like an adult, depending on your situations and your circumstances. So those are two differences. It's all about how you feel about yourself, because it's almost like your confidence will save you a whole bunch of money, but your ego will have you spending your last dime, y'all. It'll have you spending your last dime. It'll have you thinking that I gotta get this to fit into this, or I gotta get this to look like this, or this is. Look, trust me, all of that stuff is nonsense. It's nonsense. Time and time again, we see that after you purchase it, when you count the weeks, within a few weeks, you're not gonna have that same feeling of wanting that again. So you have to train your mind. Is it worth it? Is it valuable enough to play a part in my life that I can cherish this for a long time? No? Well, this probably might not be the best choice for you at this time. Not saying you can't go back and get it, but at this time, it's not really needed. And once you think like that and you move like that, you start to see good things happening for you. Things start, hey, I like that. You know what? I understand what he's saying. How much are one of his hoodies? Let me try one of those things out. Come on. It builds who you are. It builds the trust. And also, it lets you know, you can identify who's out there trying to scam you. A lot of these people, they're going to tell you anything for you to buy their product. They're going to tell you it feel good, it look good, it make you do this, do that. But at the end of the day, it's all up to you to identify for yourself. Do I really need this? That's what it's all about. These people out here trying to trick people, you got to start to identify, like, oh, that's what you want? Okay, cool. I ain't messing with you. It's cool. It's cool. I see every time you want to holler, you got like an album or something. Okay, I get where you at. But we was trying to stand up the other day for that guy that just got shot down. We ain't hear a peep from you. But now you come around, you got it all packaged up. I get it. You don't really stand for anything, but that's cool. Can't knock you, but right now we're trying to find ourselves in a place where we could be more structured, so we don't make the same mistakes as last year. So for now, you could go over there and we could try to find more of the people that's taking it a little more serious. That's all it's saying. That's all it's saying. It's nothing too crazy about that. It's not disrespect for anybody. Everybody's they find them. You find yourself with people that either uplift you or you have like things in common with. That's what the social media was really supposed to be about. Not all this bickering back and forth. Oh, that's what you like. I hate that. This. Come on. And those are the same thing that's draw us apart. So when it comes down to a big decision, you think we can make that group decision now? Hell no. Hell no. Because I don't. And I can't knock it because time and time again, like I always tell you, we've seen people from our culture in these top positions and they turn around and do the same thing. So it hurts. It hurts. Don't you dare point the finger at anybody. It's not a time to point the finger at anybody. It's just a time to realize what's going on and where we at. Where's our mindset at? It's not about, being mad at Donald Trump. What do you mean mad at Donald Trump for? Donald Trump is still doing the things that he wants to do. Why you ain't doing that? He got a whole list of stuff he has to do. It's still work. He still has to go in and accomplish things for himself and things he might want to get accomplished. So at the end of the day, don't point the fingers and make that mess up everything you had going because you didn't get it the way you wanted. Come on now. Don't let your kids see you acting in that energy. I put out a new video. It's American culture and versus European culture. And I don't really want to say versus, but just the dynamics, the differences between. And, there's a big difference. I know the American culture is very popular all around the world. People take from American culture and they kind of implement it within what they have going on. And because even on the TVs, like a lot of people said in the conversation, a lot of people, they see a lot of American shows and the things that we watch. And they love that. There's nothing wrong with that. A lot of our stuff is very, I see we have, I could say it more in the bulk. We have more stuff. So I could see how somebody from outside looking in can kind of, but when you think about it, we still just human. We came up from over here. Y'all came up from over there. It's always going to be some kind of different dynamic. It don't mean that it has to be that much separated that like we still human. I mean, it's just different things we don't treat people because they come from somewhere else any different than somebody that's from here, because 9 out of 10 times you'll be so surprised how people form best of friends in other places. It's just, don't let social media train you to think that this is how it always has to go. No, it can go your way too. Shouts out to all my peoples. I see, it's big Queens, man. A lot of shouts out to everybody out here in Queens and the NYC. You already know, man. Shouts out to everybody, man. It's always love. It's always love. Y'all already know that, man. It's just that, the school, that school shooting, it said a lot, man. It just, because, when you see things like that with those, like, all of the crimes going on, you see a guy, he doesn't have a target. He's just going in there and just shooting at the mass. It's just like, not only does that come with mental health, but it says a lot. It says where we going as people. Like, when you're mad, you just take your problems out on anybody. That's not the way to solve things. That's not the way to solve things. It's absolutely ridiculous. I think we got to really look more towards the people that we're around. And you see a person having a problem, not saying that you have to go over there and fix it, but just be aware of it and aware of that person. Because it could happen in anybody's neighborhoods. It doesn't necessarily have to be, in the ghetto. It could be in the suburbs. This is happening. It's happening, y'all, everywhere. It's happening everywhere. Everywhere, man. What else we got here? Oh, you know what I've seen? Hold on. I heard something about Jack Dorsey not wanting Jay-Z to be, his name to be mentioned, and they're blocking their employees. Look, listen, I don't know who, listen, Jay-Z is a big figure in the hip hop community. If you don't want to implement, if this is what it is, you don't want to implement hip hop within your establishment, that's cool too. But we're not gonna just think about like if you take him away, you take a lot of people away too because hip hop comes with a lot. We make your brands and things popular, but some it's just been switched around now. Hip hop is being looked at as something that it's very destructive. So a lot of people they want to move away, and that's we got to clean the culture up where it could be more marketable because it's starting to become more like too community driven. When the problems happen in the community, it's hitting straight to record. That's real time is cool, but sometimes you gotta really know how to filter certain things and know what's for social media, know what you can put for entertainment, and know what you gotta leave back and can't, put that. Your words mean everything. You can't put situations that people write about, situations in the past that people have spoke about they got them in trouble for speaking on other people's stories. Don't think that's not a thing too. People will tell somebody else's story and implement themselves on the side corner, and they wasn't really a part of it. We don't need that, we don't need that. When you hear me talking about like guys like Tony Yayo, rest in peace, Rough Hands, these are guys that we actually know. These are not guys that we just see on the screen like no, these are actually guys from the neighborhood. These are actually people from around here. All of these people are not people that we just talk about and nothing. That's when people start getting into that and start putting themselves in stories that they was not involved in, that's when it becomes crazy. Then it's like the story goes all over the place. I hate to see that too. If you're from the town, then you definitely got stories. You've been around and you know people. Then you could say and you can't say. But in these times, people want to say whatever they can. It's like they writing a book or making a movie, and it's getting people in trouble. You got to understand that there's a lot of people watching, and you can't just come up here and say anything and get yourself in trouble, man. You got to use your brains, man. You say you got street smart, so why don't you use them? Why don't you use them? When you say certain things in music, you see how many time and time again people getting locked up from that stuff. Why would you want to do that? To show who? Tell me that you real? I don't care if you real or not. Your situation, that's not what I'm not, you being real, I'm not buying into you for you being real. I know so many real people. I know real people living in some dead. That's not what I'm buying into. I buy into your story, how you made it to this point and what was your struggles. You put that into your story. But don't tell me, I'm not buying into how tough you are. The only time people buy into somebody as tough is boxing. Like nobody, I don't want to put bets on it. I don't want to know what you did or what you could do. Because all of that doesn't mean anything to me. It doesn't mean one thing to me what you could do. It's just like, what are you talking about? Like, come on now. For every tough person that you present, we can bring 10 other people that's tougher. This is something we found out back in the day. This is like, come on now. You don't need, to the point where you don't even want to get yourself into it because you know that they fronting. You know they fronting. Come on now. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. There's so many other subjects people could talk about too. Y'all don't want to go back in the clubs and start getting up with the shorties and y'all just want to just like be tough all day. Y'all don't want to get up with the ladies. So many beautiful people out there. Y'all don't want to, come on, man. It's just, it got to that point. It actually got to that point. It actually got to that point, you guys. I was just like, man, like, where are people at in these times? Ridiculous. I see a couple videos I want to check out after this that I missed, that people are dropping videos this morning, a whole bunch of stuff, man. I don't want to jump on people's topics unless I really get a full, but that's where I'm at this morning, man. That is exactly where I'm at this morning. I'll say Monday. Oh, and I'm doing some designs today too. Later on today, I'm working on some new designs. I forgot to tell you guys. But that's going to be the designs to get it all cooking and good looking. I got to get that all the way. It's going to probably be around, I'll probably have something dropping, something serious, like maybe the New Year's Eve and things like that. We probably celebrate together. I don't know, but I'm just trying to put it all together so I can have like a whole season and stuff. Working. Yeah, man. You guys put a smile on my face. I like the fact that you can come here and express yourself in a truthful way. A lot of people take this thing and they don't really take it seriously. Like I thought, YouTube was gonna go with this. Like I really wanted to have like, but you never know. I can't say that. I want to keep the vibes up. I want to keep it on high vibration because good people are starting to get highlighted and people are sharing more of our good word, and negativity is still winning. I ain't gonna lie, negativity is still winning, but it's all good. It's all good. I'm still pushing and still keeping it positive because being all that negative stuff, it's kind of like it's easy. That's not something that I even want to, there's a lot of things going on besides that I could always bring to you guys. And I got a couple more videos coming. I have another video dropping tonight at 12 o'clock about that whole story with that girl that got killed over the pair of Yeezys. It's just people's mindset and where they think and what they think is valuable. It's just a moment in time. It's just a moment in time. It's not, I lived some years now to understand that things start to repeat itself, and you see that those repetitive traits in different things, and you start to wonder like, okay, there's got to be something more than this, and I'm at the more than this point, so that you guys don't have to keep going through this cycle of thinking, is there more to this? Yeah, there's more to this, but it's just that if we keep thinking and doing things on the 9 to 5 and doing things so cyclically, you'll forget that there is more. So I'm trying to sink my teeth into finding new things and maybe giving YouTube some new looks on how different videos and different ideas. I don't mind if people take from different ideas, because the more it builds up like a new genre of people, If you're the only one here, I get cluttered with a whole bunch of negative stuff, and then I won't have my tribe. I got you guys to try to hold me down so we can get this going and build it up and have these conversations, because you never know what's next to come. So even for myself, I never know what's next to come. So I just try to put as much love out there as I can for you guys to catch it. And that's where I'm at with it this Monday morning. I'm hungry today too. This morning I'm a light breakfast, but maybe a heavier lunch today. My energy feels like I'm just so aware. I'm aware of just the people around me. I'm aware of what's going on, the temperature that the world is at right now. I'm aware of the things that could possibly hurt me, and I'm aware of the people that can possibly help me. So I'm just being aware and keeping my eyes open, my ears, locked in, and just trying to find better for myself and learn new things. Learn new things, man. The holidays is coming up. We should go into the holidays, all of us. I'm not the biggest turkey eater, but a little bit of turkey. But we should go into the holidays with the intentions of saying, you know what, this time is going to be different. This time around is going to be different. Even if it was good before, we're going to make it even better now, For real, for real. I think what's under the Christmas tree this year is not going to count more than who's around the Christmas tree this year. You understand? So it don't matter. It don't matter. Don't let nobody upset your head, and because you don't have this or don't have that to do this. Once you have it in here to do, you gotta find a way to get it to you so you can do it. It might not be on the time that you want it, but it's definitely gonna be on time. God's time. And that's where I want to leave you guys. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. I'm gonna always keep it a hundo for y'all. Y'all know that. And any of these conversations that I bring up, you guys say anything in the comments, I will go back and we respond, talk it up, chop it up, bust it up. Love you guys, man. And I appreciate you guys. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe to the channel. I got a lot of things going, and it's hard out here on these YouTube streets, putting out this good word with all this negative energy hovering over the place. I gotta move those clouds, walk with my good energy umbrella, and just keep pushing, keeping it pushing. You guys share this video. Good morning, good energy, good people. It's your boy Mickey. Love.